Coming out as a lesbian in college is a very confusing time. Coming out in general is very confusing, and there's a lot of things to sort out within yourself.
Crowd and change. What do you guys think of this piece? I see nods. I see nods in the audience. You guys like this? True story. Amazing. There's laughter in this piece too. I'm the last one to know. You're a Republican. But his response, like to be upset with you or to not like you for who you are is to not like one of the most amazing people on the planet that I know. Like there is no change. I love you. I love anything you do. That's a beautiful sentiment to pass on.
The fact that Aaron's story became so public, while it shouldn't have to be so public, it should be just accepted for what it is.
A smart, capable, beautiful person. And there's also this wonderful thing at the end where they're like, we're moving toward a world where this is not a big deal anymore. We're moving to, our goal is that it won't be a big deal, that she can be, anyone can be in a pageant, anybody can run for government, anybody can do anything regardless, right? One day it won't be a big deal, it'll just be what it is.
What really struck me was her selflessness. It wasn't about her. She was just such a beautiful person, and she deserves all of that and more in her life, because it was never for the accolades, it was never for the attention to be a Miss America. It was just, she was so on point, as they say, with just being a beautiful human being. And when you send it out into the world, what comes around you, even your Republican father, it's an amazing thing how that can work and just bring back so many. It was such a beautiful message for us to see, especially now, especially seeing that, and then tying it into, or connecting it with the Pulse Orlando shooting was like, it kind of blew me away that there was even a connection there. And that was one of the places she frequented, and had she not maybe been in the pageant, she could have been there that night, whatever. But just her life is so amazing, and I want to see more of her, and I want to see her do more brilliant, wonderful things in this world, and I'd vote for her. That's all I said.
Amazing. Wouldn't we all? Who wouldn't want to vote for her? Yes.
I liked how nonchalant she was about the incredible things she was doing. She seemed very non-political in a lot of ways, despite the fact that she was championing several causes and supporting several charities. It was like, oh yeah, this is just what I do, it's part of who I am, and the fact that she was a gay woman was like no big deal to her, and she wasn't ever, like she didn't ever seem tormented about whether or not to be out, or whether or not to put herself forward in the world, and I found that really inspiring. Because I go through those debates. It's like, how out do I want to be, and how much do I want to make that part of my identity? But for her, it's just automatic. And she just goes there and has no qualms about it. So I found it very inspiring.
It was such a lovely line when she was like, I don't introduce myself as Erin the lesbian. But it's like, of course, she's Erin the human. And she has awesome things to say. And yeah, and I thought it was really interesting that they took the route of, we're going to dive down the rabbit hole of reaction people went online. Because like, you know that there are people online that do terrible, terrible things and say terrible, terrible things just because they can, because they're bullies. And to go down that road and to have her be like, yeah, this is just statistically like 3,500 shares, this is what's gonna happen. Like, she was so okay on with it. She was so prepared to like walk in and handle that range, that crazy storm with her head held high. Right? Like, what a triumph of human spirits.
I remember when this story was kind of in the news, when she was the first gay contestant to be a part of Miss America. And that's really, they covered it in the movie as well, but that was a big part of the story. That's what people were talking about. That's all you ever heard about in the media about her. So to get kind of a deeper dive and get more of what she was about, the causes she was, the causes that were important to her and the platforms that she had was really inspiring, and also to see a bit of her backstory in terms of her family and her partner and all of that was really great, because yeah, what the media covered of her was very kind of surface and very about that one thing rather than about all the amazing things that she does.
I was really intrigued when they were like, well yeah, I'm behind suicide prevention. And like her one wonderful line, like, we can't just depreciate our human capital by like focusing on this one thing. People's lives are getting lost, doesn't matter anything else about them. Like this, we're in this together, we're humans.